Welcome. Hello. You are here to do some art. And tomorrow is Remembrance Day. So our art this week is going to be on the theme of Remembrance Day. We are going to be making some poppies. This is what a poppy looks like. So a part of why poppies are a really important symbol for Remembrance Day is because they grew in some of these battlefields that soldiers were battling in. And so there's a poem, if you want to look it up, that does a really good job of explaining the importance of a poppy, and it's called In Flanders Fields. So if you are wanting to kind of understand about a poppy and why we wear poppies on Remembrance Day, then I would encourage you to look up that poem called In Flanders Fields. So for your art today, you were given a piece of red paper and a piece of green paper, and you're also going to need a marker and a glue stick. So here's how we do our art. Okay, I forgot to mention that for this activity, you're also going to need scissors because you're going to need to be cutting your poppies out. So I'm going to start with my red piece of paper, and I'm going to draw on it some circles. I'm going to try to make them as close to a perfect circle as I can. Maybe you want to use a tracer, something to help you get those circles to be pretty perfect. If you don't want to and you just want to give it a rough estimate, that's okay too. So I'm going to fill my paper with circles. I'm going to try to do some of different sizes, some little ones, some big ones, but I really want to make the most of this paper that I have. So I think anywhere from like 4 to maybe 8 poppies or circles is great. Maybe I'll do one more here that's like a medium size, and then a smaller one there. Okay, so now I've got my circles drawn. Now what I'm going to do for each circle, I'm going to draw a smaller circle on the inside, and I'm going to color that in. All right, and then I'm going to draw some little lines that come out of it, maybe some short ones, some long ones, like this. And then at the end of each of those dots, I'm just going to draw a little circle, like this. So I'm going to do this for all of my circles. I'm going to turn them into poppies like that one. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just finishing up this last circle and my last poppy. And then I'm going to be getting my scissors ready because I'm going to cut these poppies out very, very carefully because I still want to be able to see that black line around my poppies. So I have my scissors, and I'm going to try really hard to cut along the outside of that black line, kind of like this. Right along the black line, but kind of along that outside part of it, because I still want to see that black line when I finish up with my poppies. So I'm going to very carefully cut it out, taking my time, being really safe. All right, and I'm going to put that poppy in a safe place so that it doesn't get lost, and then I'm going to keep cutting out the rest of my circles. So I'm going to keep cutting, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I have finished very carefully cutting out my poppies, and I have kind of made a little group of them here. So now I am going to turn these poppies from 2-dimensional flat poppies into 3-dimensional poppies. And the way I'm going to do that is by doing some folding. So I'm going to take one of my poppies, and I'm going to flip it over. So I'm going to see the back part of it. And I'm going to fold it in half, like that. And then I'm going to fold it again. And then again. And then maybe even again, if I can, flip that over like that. Okay. And then when I untangle it, I'm going to get a folded poppy. And you can kind of flip it so that it's this way or this way. And I'm going to flip it so that it kind of comes out of the page like that. Just like that. So you can kind of see how it's bent and folded. It's going to fold out of the page like a flower does. So I'm going to do that for the rest of my poppies now. And my folds don't need to be perfect, but the middle piece like this, it should be in that center, right? Where that big black circle is. I'm going to fold this one more time. And then unfold. And then pop it so that it sticks out like that. All right. Keep going with my bigger poppies. So fold in half, and then in half again, and then in half again. Some of these bigger poppies I can go in half one more time. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that with my smaller poppies, but I think with my big poppies I can. Unfold it, and then flip it so that it sticks out like that. It's three-dimensional. All right. Let's see, I'll do some of these smaller poppies. Fold in half, and half, and half. Oh, I can do this one again. In half. Push down really hard. Now you might not be able to fold as quickly as me, but that's okay. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to do these last three and I'll be right back. Okay, so I folded all of my poppies. They're all three-dimensional now. And now I'm going to arrange them on my green piece of paper. So I'm just going to set them down. I'm not going to do any folding quite or any gluing quite yet. I'm seeing that I have made a lot of poppies. I might have too many poppies for my paper, but let's see. Go like this, like that. You know, I think that that probably looks pretty good. I don't think I'm going to add this last poppy onto my paper. Maybe I'll switch those two out like that. All right, so now comes the gluing part. And this part might be a little bit tricky because usually we would put glue on this entire thing, but we don't want to because we want our poppies to stick off of the page a little bit. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to put it in the very middle of my poppy. And I'm going to put lots on there so that my poppy will stick. So just in the middle, just like that. And then I will push it down just in the middle. And I can see that my poppy still has a little bit of three-dimensional to it. So it's still coming off the page. If I need to do a little bit more folding to kind of try to get it to do that, I can. So right in the middle, only in the middle, position it, push down. It's still coming off the page perfectly. Right, only in the middle, and push down. I'm kind of arranging my poppies so that they aren't on top of each other because I'm going to be drawing some stems. That's going to be the last part. So I don't really want my stems to cross too much. That. You know, I might take that one off too and just put this last big one over there. So glue only in the middle, there, and push down. All right, maybe I'll do a little bit more folding to get those to stick up perfectly. All right, I have some extra poppies. Maybe I'll make another one if I have some extra poppies. So now I'm going to draw some stems. That's the last part of my art project. And poppies have a really, really simple stem. It's just a straight line. And so I'm going to, because my poppies are kind of three-dimensional, I can kind of tuck it up a little bit underneath and draw our line down so that when my poppy is like that, all I can see is that line, but it's tucked nice and neat underneath. So just fold it up a little bit. I don't want to peel it off. And draw a line down. And I'm doing a little bit of a curve in my line because stems aren't usually exactly perfectly straight. They don't need to be perfectly straight. All right. Like that. And then my last one. There we go. All right. That's it. So if you want to, you can put your name in the corner. But this is our poppy art project today. And as you can see, if I show you from this angle, my poppies, they're three-dimensional. They're popping off the page. So that's art. I can't wait to see what you've made. Make sure you upload it to Class Dojo when you're done.